What's up, guys, and welcome to the Mettlestate Pro Series. We have quite an exciting game tonight. It is Goliath Gaming taking on DDC Dominion. My name is Trinok, and with me is Nari Mizuki, who I'm going to refer to as Sam because I can't say Nari Mizuki for the life of me when I am trying to shout about people playing Overwatch. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I will continue to call you Trinok because I can actually pronounce that.
Yeah, because my name's actually easy to pronounce.
Yeah, both your names are easy to pronounce, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Well, you chose a name that's not easy to pronounce.
It's not my fault you can't pronounce easy names.
It's not an easy name. It's quite challenging, actually.
See, that's a you problem.
I'm not a weeb. I'm not weeb enough for it.
Not enough. We'll get you there.
No, I don't think so. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with my situation in life, to be honest with you.
It's a sad, sad state of affairs.
All right, what do you want to quickly tell me about these teams while Lag seems to be getting a refill on that drink as we go into Busan?
Well, these are two fairly high-ranking teams in the ZA scene at the moment, Goliath Gaming and DDC. They've been around for quite some time. These are not new guys on the block. Had some roster swap-ups here and there. I see Mutant Gun, a new addition to DDC since Sentinel 8-Bit Oddity disbanded, and he's going to be a great addition to that team, a very flexible player. So excited to see what he's going to bring to the table for this. I also see we've got Ghost R subbing in for GG, and I haven't actually had a chance to see him play, so I'm excited to see that. I'm gonna get into the nitty-gritty of his playstyle a bit later. See, I feel like once you're on a new once you start playing, you really need to be scrutinized, you know. I feel like that's the fair thing to do, to just kind of zone in on him for the whole game and make him feel
so we're just going to be watching Ghost and everything he does with impunity.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that sounds good to me. And it looks like we aren't going to Busan. We're actually going to Nepal.
Oh, debated.
I was debated. I was excited. I love Busan. It's quite a good map.
Busan is actually amazing, and there are so many interesting compositions that we've been seeing run on Busan. But Nepal is pretty staple. It's been around for a long time. It's a fairly decent GOATS map. It's also really good for quad DPS, depending on which map you move into. This map, however, really favors those phenomenal boop compositions. The Orisa Halt, the Roadhog hooks, the Lucio boops, even Pharah. Okay, it's not great in terms of the skybox for Pharah, but if you can get a good boop in, especially if the enemy team is running GOATS for whatever reason, then it can be quite dangerous.
I must say I lost focus because I was flying around the map. And I feel like your points were valid. Booping, dangerous. Lagbeast loves to play Lucio, so there's definitely potential out there. And there's obviously that first in this map here that, you know, I totally know its name, with that huge abyss in the center of it.
Procasters, by the way.
The most pro.
All right, let's take a look at these compositions before we die. So, really cool composition coming through here from GG. It looks like they're going to be running a Orisa with a McCree and an Ashe. And I've seen Ashe being played on this map before. There's so much splash damage potential, especially from her dynamite. On the other side, we're going to be seeing a similar... No, it's not similar. The only similarity is the Orisa. Now we've got Roadhog for those boops that I was talking about, and a Genji. And I'm not too sure how this Genji is going to play in, because, of course, once he's diving in the backline, it's going to be quite difficult for that Moira or the Lucio to heal him. So that could be a bit of a misplay, but hopefully they make it work. They're going to show us right now if they do actually manage to do something with it.
Well, Goliath Gaming making their way onto the point fairly quickly and just holding off DDC. DDC setting off a little bit off the side there, trying to make use of that Orisa a bit better. Desi making his way onto the point now is just going to get rushed by Mito, who tries to get a little bit of flashbang onto him. Puts that Halt down. And now he's ready to go as they make their way to the point. Now are ready to be challenging Goliath Gaming on this point. Zealot goes down. This is a huge pick for them, but then that's followed shortly. Ghost R popping up, finds Desi. 2 tanks down. Drunken Smurf just trying to make something work with that big man. The Roadhog is going to be spotted by Mutant Gun with the Coalescence. And GG do manage to get the first initial capture, but that was a little bit of a struggle for them.
Yeah, DDC came through with a really strange rotation. They had two players running around trying to flank around the back. One of those players being that Roadhog, and all it took was Ghostar and Lag Beast, which was the Lucio, to kind of hold them at bay. And of course, at that point, you've got a 4v4 going on point, but you know that your D.Va and your Lucio are literally 3 feet away, whereas DDC's players were on the other side of the map. So yes, a lot of picks came through for DDC, and it looked like they might bring it back, but unfortunately, GG was just that one step ahead. Now we've got a Bob on point, and that's it.
Oh, but that's a huge pick. Desi going down by Mito9. It's just going to hold that out a little bit. Dragon Blade in the backline does manage to find two, but counter-fragged with the beautiful self-destruct from Ghostar as he's ready to pop off here on this point. Now alone and surrounded by an army of red. He's just got to hold on that little much more, but he gets demeched, and that's going to be the flip for DDC as they're ready to take the fight to Goliath Gaming.
So my game just crashed.
Oh, that's fine. That happened to me when I was actually the producer. So.
Oh wow, that's quite awkward. Okay, hang on. I'm nearly back. So unfortunately, I did miss most of that fight, but we did see some interesting ultimates come out there. But it looks like we're in for yet another engage, so you can have it back.
Alright, well, thank you for giving me it back as Zelo goes down to that self-destruct. Nano boost is on the table for Pac-Man, but he's just going to get focused down on the sideline, not able to really utilize any of their ultimates that they have. Mito still sitting on that. What is it called? He does the thing, High Noon, and it's got a name.
Deadeye.
Deadeye, that's the one.
DDC looking quite strong here, only using like 2 or 3 ultimates in that whole last engagement. However, they only have the beat now, whereas GG have that High Noon, as you mentioned, as well as the Nano Boost. They're about to have a Bob of their own, and they've just Bob. This could be huge.
A little bit of a sound barrier comes out for DDC as Desi pops on. He has been powered up himself, but Goliath Gaming do manage to get onto the point. Dareseed comes back, a final minute clutch of moments, just managed to dive on just in time. Gets Ghostar out of his mech. Ghostar is now alone. It seems to be a little bit of a tail. Poor Brody there, just always alone and out of mech.
Well, that's a bit of a misplay. You shouldn't be alone or out of position, but it looks like we're going to see GG swapping up onto that GOAT composition. I am currently doing so much work on that Genji. I did doubt it for a while, but they are managing to split up GG so well, and they're utilizing that space incredibly well. But a good early pick-off, wow.
That was phenomenal. Zelo coming in with the Firestroke and the charge down, getting rid of 2 key players of DDC Dominion, as now they just push them all the way back. DDC not expecting the Zen Goats to come out and be so potent.
The interesting thing here to note is that if DDC decide to do a counter GOATs, they are at a massive disadvantage in terms of ultimate economy. But it doesn't look like that's the plan. It looks like they're going to be running out with this Pharah and keeping the Genji. Now the Pharah could be huge because they have nothing really to deal with it. They do have Brody on that, or Ghoster on that. A D.Va can fly up and cause some chaos, but other than that, they don't really have anything to deal with it. So this could be the opportunity for DDC to take it back. They do have 3 ultimates.
Ooh, that's unfortunate for Mito as he tries to get a shield bash off, charges himself off the edge, and now Deathspeed with that prime range gets immediately Earth-Shattered down. Not really focused though. Do manage to get the D-Mech, although Punta going down is a huge pick for them. No more powerful D.Va in that situation. The rest of the team falls. DDC pulling back. Looks like they're gonna try once again to see how they're gonna approach this one.
Pac-Man absolutely fragging out there. Those 2 first picks onto the support made so much space for GG to hold onto this point, and not for that, I actually feel they may have lost it. Now DDC coming in with only 1 ultimate, which they have just used. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold on to this.
Yudenga just trying to get that coalescence out just in time to keep his team alive. Zelord gets bopped off the map, unfortunately, and that's going to be it as Mutinga and Drunk Smoke finally finding some kills. Moving on to the point left, big barrage gets rid of Lavius, and that's the goats falling apart right here. It's just Lagby's trying to stay alive. Now Brody comes in with that self-destruct. It is going to go down and find no one, but Pac-Man pops off, finds Slade. It's a mad, frantic fight on the point right now as Goliath Gaming trying everything, just hold on to that, not lose it out. Deseed is now the only member of DDC left on the point and does go down, although Drunken Smith brings out the Tracer, trying to get some high mobility, not going to be able to stay alive, and that's going to be the first map to Goliath Gaming, possibly not as clean and tidy as they would have liked.
Well, that swap off onto the GOAT's composition really made a difference for them. And not just because of the composition itself, but because of how well Pac-Man was doing on that Zenyatta. His Discord orbs, he always was managing to find just the right target. And of course, once you get those right clicks charged up and into somebody's face, it's very difficult to survive through that. So he was getting really good picks, and he had really good Orb of Discord placement, so created a lot of opening for GG to continue to hold on once they managed to flip the point back. Bit of a misplay from DDC not swapping onto a GOATS of their own. At the moment, GOATS is still the strongest counter to GOATS, so not swapping off of what they were running was definitely a misplay, but it looks like they're going to keep trying with this Junkrat and now with a McCree as well. We've got GG coming out with Zen Goats, and Zen Goats, as I've just mentioned, it's the strongest composition in the game at the moment. So once again, I'm not too sure if this is going to be the best idea for DDC.
It's very interesting running this Junkrat with their type of composition, especially if they're going to be going into the GOATs. And like you see, it's just getting focused down now. Lavi is finding Desi. With the Reinhardt out, there's not much that Drunkensmith and Mutant Gun are going to be able to do on their own, but they are going to push forward. Mpundu, with that Zarya, has bubbles available. Just trying to sustain through all this damage through the power of Meter 9 on this Brigitte.
Cannot overstate enough the power of the Discord orb. Once you get that onto the enemy Reinhardt, he's going to get absolutely melted. Yes, Zeno went down really early in the fight, but Deathseed was the second person to go down, and now Deathseed get caught a little bit unawares as the spawn camp is going on here. I mean, they were going for the extra ult charge, but now it looks like they're really pushing them way back, but a little bit overextended here. They have managed to lose one. I can't just play about that.
you, if you want to, you know, I was happy to just let you go. You're making some good points there. I was just kept up with it.
Oh, well.
If that's what you're going to do. Live your best life, Sam. Mutant Gun with the Coalescence and a Riptide going in the back line is going to get Transcendence out. That's going to be a bit unfortunate for Drunkensmith as he bounces around waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Does get rid of Mutant Gun. Mito 9, I don't know why I said Mutant Gun. Z-Lord goes down. DDC finally have found a footing against this GOATS comp, but will they be able to hold up against it? Lavius just sustaining and staying alive as long as possible, but not going to stop the inevitable flip, and now a little bit of a stagger on for GG.
Well, DDC now they used 3 ultimates in that last fight, which is a lot of resources to pour into a fight. They do still have that Graviton Surge and the Earth Shatter. They should have Barrage fairly quickly, but we do see that Goliath Gaming have got the beat. They've also got their Earth Shatter and a Graviton Surge of their own. Now, something to keep in mind is the fact that DDC do not have a Zenyatta. They cannot survive a good grab combo. So if GG can plan that well, then they can easily take the next fight. That is their win condition.
Well, right now they do have quite a few of DDC's members on the outside. I am Condi sneaking around with the Pharah, just trying to get some boops, trying to spam them down. Pac-Man in a little bit dangerous position. Barrage is on, and he goes for the barrage from the ground, and he manages to find 2. You saw Lavius trying to rotate around just to shut him down in time. Doesn't manage to get that off, but not before the huge damage came out, and that's DDC winning by the skin of their teeth and just some really sneaky plays from a very sneaky Pharah.
And now once again, so unfortunately GG were not able to meet their win condition, but they didn't use that grab, so it wasn't a misplay. They did, however, use the beat, but they're about to have the Transcendence, so this is absolutely fine. There's that grab I was talking about. Let's see if they can... Okay.
Let's see if they can do anything with that. And Bundu does go down to a self-destruct. Zelo trying to just charge it, but a Riptide comes on and once again finds Mito 9. The Braid boss is out. DDC are looking good to just take this point once again. Not much sustain left in this GOATS as Lag Beast goes down. And it's going to be Lavius once again having to back off just in time before he gets taken out.
That was a big misplay there from GG. Lavius threw that Graviton Surge, only managed to pick up 2, and Ghostar didn't actually launch that self-destruct. It just kind of stayed in place. It managed to get Mpundu by a bit of a fluke.
It hit the stairs. Gotta watch out for stairs.
Is that what happened? Oh, so unlucky. So it didn't actually launch though, so it got stuck, and that's what caused the issue there. But a nice early pick off onto the Pharah could give them the opening that they need.
Yeah, getting rid of Condi is huge here. It was a big play in the last team fight as GG swarm around this point now, looking ready to take it. Desi surrounded. Earth Shadow from Desi gets shut down all speed, but the Riptide so fast up, gets 2. But GG do manage to get the flip here. Drunkensmith is now on his own and looking to get staggered out as Lagbeast just pops off with that combat medic.
That was actually amazing. Drunkensmith using his bomb to launch himself into the air and flew straight into Lagbeast's crossfire. They really well played there. So now again, we're going to take a look at this ult economy. And again, Z-Lord sitting there with that Earth Shatter. Lag Beast sitting with the Sound Barrier. This is a huge opportunity for them because DDC do not have any ultimates of their own, but they cannot afford to make a mistake here. Now their win condition is to get an early pick off and do cleanup. They don't want to use their ultimates if they don't have to.
Oh, but unfortunately for Z-Lord, as you said that, he smashes that Earth Shatter straight into the shield of Deathseed. Grab does come out from Lavius, and a counter grab from Mpundu. But at this point, they'd really lost too many heroes to really sustain that. Drunken's Burst alone, Mutant Gun pops the Coalescence just to try save him, but gets taken out himself. And now it's just Slade trying to make his way back to the point with the Lucio. Barrage going to get shielded off, and there's not much that DDC could do in the end there.
And I find these maps so interesting. GG, they come out of the gates and DDC look incredibly strong and they continue to push them off and they don't really care, you know, they're really dominant, really strong, and then suddenly when it gets down to that 99, GG show up and they really start showing what they're made of. And I'm enjoying that, but at the same time I feel like that they can definitely start showing that a little bit earlier. They don't have to wait until the end of the map because you're just kind of wasting time. When you've got those ultimates, plan those combos and really get those kills, secure yourself that victory. You don't want to leave anything to chance, right? Because DDC, they're looking like a team that if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. So GG need to not give them that inch.
Yeah, especially playing the 2-2-2 that DDC was playing against the Goats comp, against the Zen Goats comp, which was one of the strongest ones out there, and still managing to get some good picks and actually put quite a fight, taking both points to 99%. That is huge. That is quite a amazing performance from DDC. And I think, you know, it's probably not, they're not comfortable on the Goats, so they don't want to switch over to the Goats. But if they could master Goats and challenge GG on that ground, because like I said, the best counter to Goats is another Goats comp, that could have gone a different way for them.
Well, I mean, now that we've seen the new patch notes, I don't know if it's worth it to learn Goats. It looks like Floats is...
it's a bit late to learn Goats, 100%. But, you know, if they had done it prior to this moment...
Yes.
But, I mean, they do have the opportunity now on Route 66 to throw out that quad DPS if they are expecting GG to throw that Goats out once again.
I mean, hell yeah, quad DPS on attack on Route 66 is so incredibly powerful for getting that crossfire in, for, you know, just plowing damage into the enemy team from every possible direction. So I'm really hoping to see something like that. I suspect on defense, we're either going to be seeing maybe a bunker comp, possibly the Goats. Those are really your two best options on defense here. So we're just going to give it a couple seconds while we wait for these teams to start being able to assemble their heroes.
Heroes assemble. That's the thing. What's it? What is the saying?
Ready for battle.
Doesn't she just say assemble your heroes?
No, I not. It's not an Overwatch saying.
Oh.
It's like a Go Power Rangers thing, but with Avengers. Is it Avengers? Avengers assemble. I don't know.
Is it assemble? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's assemble.
30 seconds.
I'm very sure.
It's like a Go Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin. I don't know the song. Not gonna lie.
Clearly. Alright, let's see what we got, just. See coming out here. This could be a scouting composition, and we see this very often. You use your Hanzo to get a scatter, or rather a sonic arrow onto train, use your Sombra to run into the back line, and get an idea of what the enemy team is running. Of course, on defense, we see GG on that Goats composition again. There's that sonic arrow that I was talking about. It looks like they may just... There we go, we're swapping up onto the Pharah. So, a little bit of a scout, a little bit of a legit composition here. Nice move.
A little bit of a scout, but Condi ran straight out, followed by Desi just rolling at him. So... Not the biggest scout out there, but a good pick nonetheless. You see a little bit held back here. Once again, going into Zen Goat, and Desi going down isn't a good sign of this attack. They're going to have to change it up a bit.
Yeah, Death Seed being a very passive Hammond there, and of course when he tries to engage, he just got stepped on, and he was a little bit out of position there. His movements are a little bit weird for a Wrecking Ball. I think that's definitely something he's going to need to work on a little bit more there if he can add some value to this team composition. I am liking what I'm seeing. The Pharah with the Sombra. Sombra is very disruptive, especially to the Goats comp. If you can disable Z-Lord or possibly even Mito on that Brigitte, then you can create a lot of dissension, but it looks like just having the Pharah is enough.
Or just having the Sombra enough. Condi just hacks that health back before Z can get it. Focuses him down. Z-Lord's on the fight. Condi causing havoc on the back line, and GG not really dealing with the threat that they are bringing to this fight. This is Lavius just trying to laser down the Pharah in the sky, get rid of that danger. But DDC, I said they need to change it up, but they seem to be doing just fine now. Although DDC has switched out onto the Winston, something he's a bit more comfortable on, as DDC looking to just full dive onto this thing. But Mito popping that rally does give him a little bit of it, and then a counter sound barrier comes out from the Lucio. A bit of a rush from Drunken Smurf could be huge. Fortunately finds no one. Great transcendence out from Pac-Man on the Zenyatta. And this is just a, right now, just a prolonged road, a trading back and forth. That Substruct finds no one, but he has forced Drunken Smurf to take cover and hide, although Pac-Man pops off, takes him out. And Goliath Gaming finds some footing and push DC back to spawn.
And this just goes to show once again the strength of this GOAT composition. DDC used about 3 or 4 ultimates in that fight. They used the EMP, they used the barrage, they used the Graviton Surge, which incidentally got eaten by it was Lavius's Graviton Surge that got eaten by Mpundu. So a lot of ultimates came through there, and yet somehow GG managing to hold on to this payload. It really comes down to target prioritization and just the strength of the GOAT composition as a whole. Now GG have got the advantage in ult economy, and Mpundu has thrown out that.
Ooh, that was a good pick. A good self-destruct. Out advantage means nothing if you're not using the ults right. Although Z-Lord does get no shadow on, no follow-up from his team, and the GOATs comes out from DDC. Oh, it's a half GOATs. There is still a McCree out there. There's a half 3-3. You know I hate the word GOATs.
Yeah, no, this is similar to a Protect the McCree composition, except they're running a Winston instead. I don't know if there's a name variation on that, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Protect the McCree.
It seems to be working out for them. Both teams are evenly traded at this point. Z-Lord hasn't made his way back to this fight, and just helps his team push Mpundu off that payload. But DC gonna back it off, gonna have the out advantage into this next fight.
Yeah, GG investing a lot of ultimates into these fights. Both teams, in fact, investing quite a lot. And it doesn't seem like too much is happening for this attack. But as you mentioned, they do have 3 ultimates. Okay, it's 3 support ultimates. They're about to have that high noon as well, which isn't going to get too much value in this GOAT composition. I don't know if this is really going to work for them. There is the Transcendence here from Pac-Man as well.
Condi pulling a really cheeky high noon there and tries to get focused down by Ghost Dog. Pops that Substruct, doesn't find anyone, and Ghost Dog gets taken out as a result. That was very sneaky. He was nano boosted as well, but only managed to find one. Although GG are doing well to hold this Meta Knight, just full countering Death Seed with the Brigida. Eventually, Drunken Smurf has to make his way into the bubble and just finish it out. But it's quite a bit to go, and DDC can, not DDC, GG can get another fight in this.
Yeah, Lavius should not have died to that high noon. That Diva Matrix that was kind of sitting on top of Condi's face should have been there at a little bit of a better angle, but it looks like GG are going to try and contest this. They have an opportunity here to full hold.
You have the overtime, you might as well contest it. Self-destruct goes up, not going to be able to find much, although Pac-Man goes down is a good pick. He's quite an aggressive Zenyatta, and this could be a good moment for DDC. Scrab does come out from Lavius and gets focused down immediately. Pundu demeched. Death Seed no longer there. That's going to be it as GG full hold this out in their last scrap fight of scrappiness.
Scrappy dappy doo.
No.
You just, oh, that's amazing.
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
We don't.
Listen,
no.
you missed the scrappiest scrappy fight.
Yeah, it was a really scrappy fight, filled with scrappiness. Oh, I don't know what you wanted.
Your new name is Scrappy Doo. Thanks.
Wow.
Tweet it out, boys. So really good hold there from Goliath Gaming. They held on to quite a few of their ultimates.
It's still easier to say than Nauri Mizuki.
Oh my god. You're still on that tip. As I was saying, really good hold there from Goliath Gaming, managing to hold on to a lot of their ultimates. They used that sound barrier to protect them, and at the time there were only 4 of them on point, coming up against the full 6 stack of DDC, but they also knew that DDC had exhausted every single one of their ultimates. They dropped that sound barrier and immediately had a massive advantage in the fight, managed to take it back, easy peasy, Bob's your uncle, full hold for
Now you're just saying
Goliath
all of the
Gaming.
cheesy sayings. It started with Scrappy Doo, and now you've just transferred into a 70s cartoon character. Easy peasy.
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle.
Hey, I got Bob's your uncle from Uber.
Oh wow, he is a bit of a cartoon character.
You're not wrong. He watches anime. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about Uber.
So you could probably say your
He's
name.
the best. Yeah, he can say my name. In fact,
Yeah.
he got it right the first time he ever tried.
Yeah, see, I didn't do that.
All right, let's take a look at these compositions. GG running a very interesting composition here. The two wee brothers at it again with Pac-Man on that Anna. And as we know, Anna, or rather Pac-Man, is quite a deadly Anna. Nice anti-nade coming through, but the bubble to protect.
There's quite a huge bubble coming out there. Just keeping his team alive. As DDC doing well just to hold this up for a moment, although Lagby's getting back in there. Got that amped up ready, just boosting his team in. Now got the health boost ready to go. Focusing down Drunken Smurf, and Pac-Man gets the final hit. DDC on the last legs as they were backing off here, a little bit scared of these two supports. These two monstrously aggressive supports. And looks like quite an uncontested push.
I'm actually quite done. That anti-nade from Pac-Man that came in and they just chased him down. They were like, you're purple. Oh, we're gonna get you. Our tanks are behind us now, fam. We frontline these. So very aggressive support play, but I love it. It's working, and it looks like GG are possibly gonna be able to push all the way through. DDC are coming back. They only have the Earth Shatter. They could have the beat soon enough or soon TM, but oh,
there was just too many outs in there. Beautiful dragon from Mito9 just preempts DDC's attack, followed by Dragon Blade. Lavius just cleans up DDC, and that's going to be it as GG take map 2 with not even breaking much of a sweat.
Clean take here from GG, showing the dominance in their GOAT's composition and on their defense and on their attack, coming through with quite a strange composition. You don't really see Hanzo and Genji run together. They don't have the best synergy in the way that they are played. But GG knew that they only needed to push to first point, and DDC, a little bit of a misplay there. They should have known that Hanzo would have his ultimate, and of course Sonic Arrow tells you exactly where the team is coming from. I suppose with only two kind of avenues to come through, they might have been a little better off going up through that high ground, but they knew they needed to get to point fast. I mean, that was just really well played from GG all in all.
What do you think the final map's going to be? It's going to be a hybrid. Has to be a hybrid.
Are there particular maps in the pool? Because, I mean, I'm thinking Kings Row, possibly Blizzard World, although the South African community isn't too big.
Oh, it's not a
Blizzard
hybrid.
World.
Sorry, my bad. It's an assault.
How could you?
I
trusted
debated you. 100%.
I trusted you and you betrayed
Completely
me.
accidentally debated you with my lack of knowledge. And I even knew it was an assault because I was looking at the map pool earlier.
Wow. GG's. Well, it looks like it's going to be Hanamura, which was totally going to be my guess. So, Hanamura.
Yes, that's exactly what you said.
That's exactly what I said.
I heard
you
it.
You didn't hear me when I said Hanamura?
No, I totally heard it. It was there.
Okay.
You said Hanamura, and I was like, yes, it's an assault because we know what we're talking about.
There we go. Now, this is a great map for running some very interesting things. We've seen a lot of fun compositions. We've seen Defran on Torbjorn. Yes, we've seen a lot of Mei. Mei is so good on defense here, and she can even work on attack for trying to get to the point quickly and denying some of that damage so that you can get to point without, you know, losing too much health. But definitely I'd say better on defense. And we've also seen Symmetra to use that teleporter to get onto point quickly. We've seen Torbjorn a la Defran in the Overwatch League. Not always a favorite. I mean, you know what? If you're not Defran, you just shouldn't be playing Torbjorn.
I would contest that because Ashbro from 2CP is a proud Torbjorn main.
No.
It's a true story.
But
So
is he
maybe
Defran?
if you're not Ashbro or Defran, shouldn't be playing it.
But contrary to everything that we just said, oh, it looks like, and the Widowmaker, and that's also quite popular. Sometimes you'll see the Widowmaker swapped out for an Ashe, and I do like the Ashe, especially because of the small choke area. You can get a lot of damage with her dynamite if you can actually hit the dynamite when you throw it. So a lot of ticking damage there. So surprised that they are going with the Widowmaker, but it might just work out for them. Countering that, we are seeing, I'm not sure if this is going to be a scouting composition, because if this is legit, this triple DPS, I don't know if I like it. Again, they've got... Okay, never mind. It was a debate. It was a scout.
It was a scout. Yeah, it was a really good scout. It was interesting. Mito and Pac-Man were just spamming down that entrance, expecting the scout to be there. A little bit of knowledge, some game sense going on there as Deseed walks through this doorway, Do you have Drunken Smith on the Widow? Going to be looking for that Pharah's head just to peek up to a point where he can pop that Mercy out of existence. So far, DDC have yet to have made any real ground into this doorway. As Zilor getting rid of Slade means you don't even have a speed boost to get you through here. And it's going to be a bad situation. And Pundu trying to use that bubble just to keep himself alive and get some charge going. Just going to back off. They have to wait for Slade to return to the fight.
Well, Mito playing so dangerously there in that choke, right, like, blazingly in front of Drunken Smurf, doesn't even care, and still getting taken down by Lavius. Lavius just absolutely popping off here, getting so many key picks. Mito doesn't need to be afraid. He knows that Lavius has got his back. If Mito goes down, Lavius isn't doing his job. But we do have an Ashe coming through here from I Am Condi. He's realized about the small choke point and how much damage he can get out if he does manage to land that grenade. He's already 33% to a bob, but GG are sitting with 4 ultimates of their own. This next fight, oh, Lavius.
I don't know if you saw exactly what Lavius had done there before just popping off completely. He placed a mine in front of his face. So hey, Drunken Smith finally gets back, man. Yeah, look what Lavius is doing. He's got this mine in front of his face. When Lavius and Drunken Smith were fighting it out, Drunken Smith went for the headshot, hit the mine and not his head, and Lavius won the fight. That's next level plays. But I was so focused about that. Desi managed to make his way onto the point in time. Lavius gets pushed back. Ghoststar gets his mech back in a very sketchy situation here around this bell area. Desi not going anywhere anytime soon. His team does manage to get on to support him. Lag Beast goes down to Drunken Smith, and that's going to be it. It's going to at least be 2 ticks out of this one.
Res from Pac-Man there, quite questionable. Probably should have just jumped off. They are going to continue to try and contest this, which is not the best idea. Bye, Packy. We had a good run. Drunken Smurf finally showing up and getting the picks that he needs. Lavius was just absolutely plowing headshot after headshot into the unsuspecting DDC. But Drunken Smurf, as I said, finally showed up, getting the picks that he needs. We've got I Am Condi on the tracer. Oh, never mind, I Am Condi. You had a tracer.
Not anymore, although Slade does just speed boost the rest of DDC onto the point, regardless of that pick. Is in a hairy situation here. Does have that sound barrier available, but there's only 2 people left that really will get value out of this one as he's trying to keep his team alive, although sound barrier comes out from Lag Beast instead, and that's going to be as Goliath game hold this out and are looking just to chase down Slade as he runs away.
That beat was a massive misplay from Lag Beast. Even if 2 people had died there, they had one fight. Now they have absolutely nothing to protect them from the Graviton Surge or from the Earth Shatter from DDC. If either of those 2 ultimates go off, they've got no defense. They don't have a Zenyatta. All they have is the Mercy. Lag Beast is going to take a while before he gets ultimate back. Slade also has the beat. DDC are coming in here absolutely stacked. And all that GG have at the moment is that barrage. They are currently using the sights. They have some sights on where DDC are coming in, but it's not going to be enough for them. There we go, first pick.
If Zilor, well, Drunken Smith getting Lavius is a huge pick for them because Lavius is quite dangerous. But if Zilor's going to get that Earth Shatter up, could be huge. Rocket Barrage in the backline doesn't even need the Earth Shatter to wait for that combo. Does a lot of damage for his team, although Deseed and Condi do make their way onto the point. And it's only Lag Beast really there to contest. Pac-Man moves back, trying to defend him. Ghost Star is going to have that self-destruct up, but won't need to use it as they do just clean up the rest.
Nice clean dry push here from DDC, except I think they did use the Vel. Other than that, they didn't use any of their ultimates. They realized as soon as the fight was lost. However, GG, halfway to another sound barrier, they've also got a self-destruct and an Earth Shatter of their own, but they have made some swaps, so quite far behind in the ult economy race. Nice early pick off there from Mito. It's going to stagnate that attack just a little bit. They have to now wait for Drunken Smurf to come back because, once again, spawn advantage is huge, but Drunken Smurf making a good pick off onto the Hanzo. It's going to give him that little bit more mobility. He can afford to be a little bit more aggressive, and of course the damage output from Stormbow is quite huge. So this is the opportunity that they need. 3 ultimates online. If they can get a really good Graviton, they can win this. That is their win condition for the moment.
Well, Drunken Smith has switched off onto Hanzo himself. They're both just going to be playing the bow and arrow game at this rate as Desi's struggling to push through this choke. GG doing well to hold. He does manage to get some ground. Beating Gun just Flying Run, trying to keep him alive. Slade's there with the Amber up, trying to just give them that little speed boost to get them onto this point. He does have the sound barrier available, and Mpundu and Desi sitting on some 2 great CC outs. Slade getting rid of Lag Beast. This could be the moment that they need. Oh, but he gets taken out, and that's a little bit of an unfortunate one. Now it's just Kondi and Mpundu trying to defend this point on their own. And he does manage to get it. Does still have the Graviton in tow.
Well, hopefully he doesn't use it, because once again, a fairly decent dry push there. Mbundu's still getting picks. Does get taken out by Lag Beast. So now DDC, they haven't used any ultimates in that last fight. They were just using that fight as a way to build up their ultimates. And look, they're sitting on 4 ultimates. They will have a Dragon Strike in just a few moments. They're going to go for either a Grav Pulse Bomb or a Grav Dragon, something big. They also realize that GG do not have anything substantial to deal with it. Yes, they do have the beat, which can help a lot, but if Reinhardt continues swinging into that Graviton Surge, it's not going to help that much, especially if they time it right. They don't have a self-destruct to go with this Graviton, but if they Pulse Bomb Dragon at the same time, I mean, that could be huge. There's a little bit of overkill there with the ultimates, but it's an idea. They've got so many opportunities, so many things that they can do here, but they only have a minute and a half. This is the time. If they waste any ultimates here, then this could end the fight or end the game for them. Or at least the round.
Yeah, they do have Meter 9 with that Sonic Arrow, and he's got the Dragon Strike ready, though. He's just ready to shut down that choke as they move into it. And there we go. Dragon Strike goes up into the choke. Manages to get 1. Z-Lord finding Slade. 2 good picks off. With DDC not looking too good here, but they do manage to maintain. Only lost the Valkyrie during that fight. Kondi gets staggered by Lavius, and DDC just going to have to reset this one. Come back again. They almost in final fight territory.
And again, they only used the Valk. And, okay, the Valk was also a bit of a misplay. But somehow, they managed to draw out the beat and the Dragon Strike. Now there is so little for them to deal with. Come on, DDC. All you guys have to do is land your ultimates. You have a billion of them. Get a good ultimate. This is how you win. They cannot defend themselves from a good, well-coordinated attack. Oh.
That's not what you want to see, though. Lavius gets rid of Drunken Smurf with the grab, and the Earthshatter do go down. Self-destruct in, no picks, and actually counter picks coming out from GG. Although Desi just trying to make something work. Z-Lord has been nano boosted up, ready to swing that hammer and go wild. And now it's just one lonely Lucio trying to make this work as Drunken Smurf finds his way back to the point, but not going to be fast enough to stop that overtime counter from ticking down.
So disappointing. I mean, that fight, that point could have been won 4 fights ago, you know? There was opening so many opportunities, but it just felt like time and time again, no matter what they tried, GG were just that one step ahead. I mean, even in that last final push, as I was saying, all you guys need to do is land your ultimates. Lagbeast got a beautiful boop onto the entirety of DDC. 3 of them went flying off the edge, including the Reinhardt. I mean, once your team is split up that badly, even if you do get that big Graviton Surge, where's your follow-up going to come from? Your Reinhardt's downstairs, man. So, really good play there from Lagbeast, and unfortunately, DDC were not able to take second point. Now, they have to try and hold for dear life. If they can full hold this first point, then they will win. And if they lose first point, then they need to try and hold on for 1 tick. This is going to be a difficult one for them, because if they mess up this defense, the snowball potential is huge. But it looks like we are going to be seeing potentially that Mei. The Mei is believable. I'm not too sure if we're actually going to see that. Hopefully we'll stick with the Mei. Good choice with the Moira. I think the extra heals will do a lot for them. Especially against Hanzo with his Stormbow. You really want to make sure that you can get a lot of healing out there. It's not massively spam-heavy composition coming out from GG at the moment, but Hanzo can do a lot, right? As soon as he hits that Stormbow, if he can hit his shots, that's a lot of damage. We're seeing double sniper without a Mercy, and that's something that I always try to point out, because I can't overemphasize how much difference a Mercy makes in double sniper, for that damage boost, for her mobility, for being able to be everywhere that she needs to be. So unfortunately they're not running that, but it could still do a lot for them. They're just gonna have to try and get those angles. Once again, it's the small little choke. It's the one area that you can get through, and if they can't find a way through, it's gonna present a problem.
Do you have Drunken Smurf with the Mei, however, on the defense, just going to be looking to separate and isolate any tank that walks through that door. He's just hiding in that little cubby hole, as Meis often do on this map, just waiting for it. And then, of course, Kondi with the Torbjorn. And you notice you didn't talk about the Torbjorn, Nari. You
really hoping.
You know,
Really hoping.
you're ignoring it. You're just praying it wasn't real, that you weren't actually seeing this Torbjorn here.
Okay, guys, it's not actually Torbjorn, or rather, it's not actually I am the Fran. He's smurfing. Please no.
Yeah, he's got to try to sneak in place. Just once again waiting. Drunken Smurf's yet to reveal himself, although at this point GG do know this. Ice War does go down. A little bit of a miss Ice Wars. GG is able to run through that, take out Drunken Smurf. Lagby's popping off. Desi does manage to find 2. Mutant Gun with the re-pick himself forces GG back. So even though a misplayed wall, it still comes out in favor of DDC.
DDC did so well to deal with that misplay. That wall came through and it was like, oh, we'll just walk around it, I guess. And they funneled through, and that was pretty, because as much as it didn't block anything off, it did create a bit of a funnel. So as each hero came through, they could just plow so much damage into them. They had the Torb turret, Maze Freeze, even, you know, Moira's Biotic Grasp. There was so much damage through this one small little funnel. So that immediately did a lot.
Maybe it wasn't a misplay. Maybe it was an intentional funnel.
Maybe, yeah. And if so, I mean, yeah.
Very well played. Very sneaky tactics that they're going on there. Although they are coming up on 3 ultimates here. 2 very good crowd controls that Coalescence can do a lot of damage within that. The same can be said for Goliath Gaming, as they have that.
We've got a lot of ultimates online here for both teams, and they are not being aggressive enough right now. I mean, they really just have to hit W. They've got so many ultimates, and then that happens, you know? I mean, if you're letting your Widow die, it's pretty bad.
Oh, but double grab does go out, plus the Dragon Strike. Good Ice Wall saves Desi from an untimely death. Sound Barrier out. DDC just kept alive by the skin of their teeth, and then a pop off from Uncondi with that Torbjorn ultimate and the Molten Core of Abel. Wow, and just pushing GG all the way back. This could be the full hold that we want to see.
GG again, they're playing so passively. This isn't the GG that we saw. For some reason, they're just not pushing through. They had so many ultimates. Now all they have is the Earth Shatter and the Nano Boost. But conversely, on the side of DDC, they've got Earth Shatter. They're about to have the Blizzard as well, and that Blizzard could really screw up all of GG's plans if we can get a good one in. Drunken Smurf just has to wait to make sure that Ghostar doesn't have that Diva Matrix, and if he can get a good Blizzard out, then that's GG.
Oh, now that's the Ice Wall they need. That's a beautiful separation. Pac-Man can't get the healing in there. He does have the Nano Boost available, but does get a Biotic down. Earth Shatter out from both sides. Death Seed and Zelo go down. I see Zelo didn't Earth Shatter, but that's neither here nor there. As Pac-Man finally able to just get some heals off, and GG able to move on to this point. Once again, another Ice Wall separating them off. Although it doesn't really matter at this point. Blizzard is out on the point, not having too much effect on the overall fight, however. And GG are looking strong and able to at least get the 2 ticks out of this one. I doubt DDC will come back to defend the 3rd.
Blizzard coming out a little bit late there, hey. When that wall came up, that was prime Blizzard opportunity, but unfortunately it didn't come through. And did you notice? He did swap onto that Goat's composition, and we've seen this is really where they've been shining throughout all of these maps. It's clearly a composition that they've practiced, a composition that they know fairly well, and it's what they do best on. Once again, DDC, oh, I like it. They're running the Bastion Sim strat, and there's really no counter to this at the moment unless you throw something up there that explodes, like a self-destruct or a pulse bomb, something that can, you know, do something.
I've seen a team get annihilated by a Dragon Strike off of that Crow's Nest area.
Or you boop Death Seed off and the Bastion doesn't have cover, and yet still managing to survive. I mean, this composition is actually incredibly powerful. So unless you have, like I said, something to throw, so Dragon Strike or Pulse Bomb or Self-Destruct, one of those big ultimates, you have to commit a big ultimate to dealing with that Bastion. And it looks like it's going to be quite easy. What I will say is that they should definitely be running the Orisa, because like, if Lucio gets up there and boops Death Seed, it's all over. But if you had an Orisa that could use her Fortify and not get booped off, it would definitely be a little bit better. That being said, they are managing to hold. I really do like this strat, as cheesy as it may be.
It is one of the more cheesiest strats, honest, just sitting up on perch. But it's working, so why not? But the self-destruct does come out from Ghostar. It's going to get shield off, but does manage to get slayed out of that one. Although having not gotten rid of this Bastion is huge as he pops his own out. Configuration tank is out as he just jumps down trying to get some value out of it. Unfortunately, falls in the wrong place. Great sound barrier out from Lag Beast here. Good game sense. Just keep his team alive. And now you got Condi just running back to spawn. A Bastion without the perch is not going to survive long in this comp that they're facing against right now. Desi bringing out some high mobility, just trying to get onto the point as fast as possible. Give his team that chance because GG are inches away from taking this victory. And now May just stalling out as long as possible, hiding behind her May wall. Now just the cryo freeze. It's really just Condi here, just trying to keep it alive and just freezing out, waiting for the team to do something, waiting for the team to fight back. But GG are just a powerhouse, just that goat's ball of death that you don't want to deal with right now. Drunken Smoke going to get focused down immediately by Meto9. Desi once again back on with that Hammond, but it's just not going to be enough as GG take the map and the game.
Drunken Smurf was stalling forever. He just wouldn't die. Really well played here from GG. I mean, clearly Goats is the composition that they are best at. DDC, as you said earlier, as we pointed out, it's a bit late to try and learn Goats now, but you should still do it because on certain maps it's still going to be incredibly strong. And this is something that DDC really need to work on if they're going to succeed in the VS Gaming League and the Mettlestate League going forward. You know, these are compositions you need to know. You need to know how to run them. You need to understand how they work, how they intertwine with one another, especially if you come up against a team that's playing Goats. If you don't know what you're doing and they do, I mean, that's it. It's all over. What I will say is, can you imagine that Bastion strat once Baptiste is in? You just throw down the Immortality Shield on top of your Bastion. You throw your Grav and your Dragon and your self-destruct. Immortality, it's on E.
Yeah, that could be huge. Sitting on perch with a Bastion and a Baptiste. That's going to be a whole nother level of cheese. If you put a Bastion up there, you got your Torbjorn turret. The Torbjorn up there and your Baptiste. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard fight.
Well, speaking of hard fights, this was definitely a difficult one for DDC. GG do come up on top. Very evenly matched, particularly on the first map. And second map was a bit of a stomp from GG. DDC, once again, bringing it back a little bit on that third map, bringing it a little bit more evenly matched. But DDC definitely a lot to work on, a lot that they can improve on. But overall, a good game. So well played to both teams, and looking forward to your next games.
Definitely keen to see what DDC bring out. I mean, like you said, it's a bit late to learn Goats now, but learning Goats now, you have to do it, right? You have to know how Goats works in order to disrupt Goats.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things that it could have helped them out a lot, especially in first point where they were really just trading blows and doing so well to mitigate Goats. Just a bit more knowledge of how all those heroes are working together. They could probably have really brought it to GG and probably taken that first map. Yep,
that's very possible. So
yeah,
there
I'm
you
not
go,
saying
guys.
play Goats. I'm just saying know what Goats is. I don't fully understand Goats. I'm okay to admit that. Yeah. But I know why Goats works, you know. You got to actually play Goats to really understand it, I suppose.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's probably it from myself and Trinok over here. So thank you guys for tuning in.
You're stealing my job.
I mean, you stopped talking. What was I supposed to say?
I thought you were going to say something cool.
I don't know. I said some cool things already. I've run out of cool ideas, you know.
Thank you guys for watching this cast. I'm just going to cut off Mallory because now she's just rambling. Thank you guys for watching this cast. Thank you to Mettlestate for hosting the Overwatch Pro Series and Overwatch Open Series. And thank you to Smart Call for sponsoring these games and this league. You guys have been great. From myself, Tronok, and from Nari Mizuki, we will see you again next time.
Cheers, guys.